Hey everyone, my name's Ibrahim and I'm here to present my Clinical Humanities video for you today. Our first trip was to the art gallery Tate Britain. To be honest, I'm not much of an art fan and I've never shown much interest in it, but I went there with an open mindset to learn some new things and to meet some new people along the way. The architecture of the building itself really wowed me. The grand, dated exterior was preserved so well and it contrasted really well with the interior, which was so modern and abstract. I was really impressed with the building alone. The enormous hallway, lined with thousands and thousands of children's pictures, was strange, but really aesthetically pleasing. The first part of the gallery was mainly paintings from the past. This section was just full of portraits of elderly white people. Now, I do appreciate that it's been preserved for so long and the detail and the intricacy of the paintings. However, they're from a long time ago. It was very repetitive, and to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it very much, and it was quite boring. The second part was more abstract. The pieces had mixed messages and were more thought-provoking as they let your imagination do the work, which I enjoyed a lot more. There was entire rooms of massive sculptures, and I really enjoyed deducing the meaning of the sculptures as it was not always clear. There was a room with big, grand marble sculptures, but something in the corner of the room caught my eye. It was a small, simple object made out of some sort of rough plaster, unlike anything else in the room. From the angle I was standing, I couldn't tell what it was. This intrigued me, and it piqued my interest. I walked around it, trying to figure out what it was, and then, from a certain angle, I stopped. The sculpture perfectly resembled a chicken. The piece is called Chicken and Egg. It was made by Kurt Schwitters in 1946. Some of you may be thinking, is this a joke? At the time, I also found it amusing. However, something clicked, it resonated with me, so I took a picture, and later on when I was thinking about it, I realized the deeper meaning. Now, although I don't have any pictures of this, I want you to imagine it. Imagine the object. From behind, it looks simple, made by a child almost. Rough material, the object, the shape, it doesn't mean anything. From the back, it's completely white, but as you walk around, you start to notice the black and the red on the small surfaces. But at a certain angle, everything aligns almost perfectly to resemble a chicken. The take-home message I received from this is all about perspective. Something can be so simple, so rough, it looks like nothing. However, if you change your perspective, change your mindset, and you look at it from a different angle, it can become so beautiful and so amazing. This picture is a simple yet effective way of portraying what I mean. So as you can see, there's two images. You may be able to see one right now. So it's either an old woman or a young woman. However, they're both overlaid in a certain way. We can only see one thing out of the two. But if we change the way we think and the way we look at the image, then we can see both, and both come to light, and we see the beauty of both. I think this message is really essential in life in general as well. It's all about thinking laterally instead of linearly, and thinking not in the straight line that everyone wants you to, but thinking wider and broader. I think it's an essential life skill when you're in a bad situation that you can change your perspective to make it into positive. I now strive to do this more and more in my life, such as my green space activity. I really enjoy cycling on the local canal tracks. Some people think that it's dirty with the fumes of the boats and the litter everywhere. However, I find peace and serenity as I think from a different perspective. The change in scenery really allows me to relax and slow down from my otherwise busy life. Another key example is oral health diseases. I feel a lot of people in the world, they don't take it as seriously as they need to, and they usually neglect it quite a bit unless there's a pain or an issue that comes out and then they visit the dentist. This really needs to change. We learned in Dr. Seymour's talk that one of the leading non-communicable diseases is to do with oral health, and it is preventable. People's perspective on oral health really needs to change. They need to see it from a different angle, a more preventative angle, where they maintain their oral health so these issues never happen. Overall, this simple sculpture has left me with such a deep message about perspective, which I wish to apply in my day-to-day life. In fact, this entire module is all about changing our perspective on what defines a dentist and how they're not just someone who knows about teeth. There's a lot more to it than that. Going on these trips and listening to these talks has really changed my perspective, and I hope it changes yours too. Thank you for listening.